My name is Saba. I'm 30, married for 8 years. But the emptiness in my heart hadn't been filled. And then one day, life took such a turn that I started wondering, Saba, where have you come? That day I went to the doctor. I actually had back pain. You might be wondering what kind of pain it was, but let me tell you the truth. The pain wasn't just in my back, it was also in my heart. The clinic's atmosphere was strange. Dim yellow lights, a stethoscope on the table, a blood pressure machine, and the doctor in front of me adjusting his glasses. As soon as I greeted him, he looked me up and down and said, "Savaji, please loosen your clothes a bit. I need to do an examination." Now the real fun began. I suddenly remembered a script someone had jokingly told me. "Brother, no horse runs wearing a sherwani. Removing clothes is a must." When the doctor said this, the same line flashed through my mind. I laughed and asked, "Why so soon, doctor?" He smiled and said, "Sir, the mare is ready to race." Now you can imagine my condition. The examination began. The doctor said, "Bend over a little. Get on your hands and knees." At that moment I felt as if I wasn't a patient, but a real racehorse, and the doctor a full-fledged jockey. As soon as he placed the stethoscope on my back, I burst out laughing. "Doctor, be careful, the mare might slip." He laughed and said, "Sabaji, if she slips, I'll fall too." Then he checked my blood pressure. "It seems the pressure is high," he said. I jokingly replied, "Doctor, the heart is under pressure too. Is there a cure for that?" The doctor looked into my eyes and said, "The heart can be treated with the heart. Now you have to decide for yourself whether this doctor was treating me or stealing my heart." The examination continued. Sometimes he would say, "Take a deep breath." Sometimes he would say, "Put your hands here." Each time I would reply with some witty double-meaning line. For example, once he would say, "Sabaji, straighten your back." I said, "Doctor, your back is straight, but your fate is crooked." He laughed and said, "Straightening crooked fate is also part of our treatment." This continued for about half an hour. The atmosphere sometimes felt romantic, sometimes humorous. To be honest, for the first time I realized that doctors are also human, and sometimes very dangerous. As I was leaving, the doctor smiled and said, "Savaji, please make your next appointment. This treatment isn't a one-day affair," and I thought to myself, "Doctor, I'm starting to enjoy it." That day when I returned home, those moments kept replaying in my mind. The doctor's laugh, his words, and his demeanor kept me tossing and turning that night. I felt like the doctor hadn't just treated me but had changed my life. After that first day, my heart began to restlessly ache. I kept wondering whether he was a doctor or a magician. His laugh, his double-meaning dialogue, and his mannerisms all lingered in my mind. I thought, let's go back to the clinic. The back pain was just an excuse. I really wanted to tell him about my heart. When I arrived again, the doctor, upon seeing me, asked, "Hey Saba, has the pain increased again?" I smiled and replied, "Yes, doctor, the pain is in my back, but the effect has reached my heart." He took off his glasses, laughed, and said, "Treating the heart is very difficult. It requires special treatment. Now decide for yourself, was I the patient or was the doctor making me sick?" The examination began. This time he said, "Savaji, loosen your clothes a little more. We need to examine thoroughly." I asked, "Why are you going so deep, doctor?" He smiled and said, "Sir, a disease can't be cured until the root cause is reached." I was both shy and laughing. The atmosphere was filled with double meaning and romance. At that moment, a funny incident occurred. The doctor used the stethoscope to listen to my heartbeat and said, "It's very fast. It seems my heart is racing after seeing someone." I didn't let the opportunity pass and said with a smile, "Maybe my heart is racing after seeing you, doctor." He kept looking into my eyes. For a moment, the clinic felt less like a hospital and more like a romantic scene from a movie. Under the guise of an examination, the conversation grew longer. Then he would say, "Sabaji, hold your breath." I would laugh and say, "Doctor, I can hold my breath, but these breaths now crave your scent." Sometimes he would say, "My heart is beating fast." I would smile and reply, "Dr. Sahib, the heartbeat is not fast but love."